Hey guys, this is going to be a reading just for the general community. We'll see what the universe has in store for us today. Alrighty, so universe, what messages do you have? Ooh, and she wasted no time at all. So let's see what she's got going on. So we have the base chakra here. It tends to speak to the physical body or money. We have the heart chakra as well, which speaks to relationships or healing. Temptation, the waiting game, and discontent and boredom. You know, I'm almost getting a health vibe with this one, guys. And going through a period of healing or treatments. And that's what the waiting game speaks to. And maybe dealing with the emotions that go along with that. I'm going to keep pulling cards and keep building on this read. I want to make sure that I'm reading it right. So I pulled triumphant success, obstacles and challenges, patience and planning, awareness, and material harvest. So I'm feeling like the triumphant success is going to be what you're going to come out the other side of this. But I feel like you're going to be going through this stage for a while. I feel like it's not going to be easy. That's what the obstacles and challenges speak to. I think that ties in with the discontent and boredom as well, and all the emotions that you're dealing with that go along with this. I'm going to keep pulling cards just to clarify. So I pulled the Death card, which to me represents transition. So sort of closing one chapter of your life and beginning another. And the Ace of Pentacles also speaks of new beginnings as well. So I feel like it goes along with that. The Star card represents hope and clarity. Temperance tends to speak to a balance between emotion and logic. And the Four of Wands setting a solid foundation for the future. So I feel like we're definitely going through a process of healing is the vibe that I get from this read. I feel like whatever these treatments are, whatever this, maybe even a procedure that you have to go through that's going to have a time of healing, is going to be a bit of a process until you get back to 100% again. I feel like it's going to give you time to think as well and plan for your future. Because depending on what's going on with you, it might mean you're going to have to change the way that you've been living your life. Maybe your old job isn't going to suit you anymore. There might be physical limitations or changes that you're going through with all of this. And so it's going to mean sort of rethinking your life and rethinking how you're going to go forward. I have the Ace of Cups, which speaks to new beginnings. And it can speak to the new beginning of a relationship. I'm not sure that it does in this. The cups tend to represent emotion as well. So I almost feel like this is going to be a new beginning for you in a lot of different ways. Feel like there's going to be physical changes, but this is going to give you a chance to sort of heal and grow emotionally as well. I have the Moon, which also speaks of things that are still hidden from you, some unknowns, and I think that'll probably come during the healing process. I feel like it speaks to the way that your life is going to be changing, that you're still not entirely sure what things are going to look like on the other side. And I have the Four of Pentacles as well. And they tend to call him the Miser card. But I feel like he speaks of you holding back. I feel like a much more emotional vibe coming off of him than money-wise. I have the Two of Cups, which represents a relationship. Feel like you have a partner, and maybe you're worried about how all of this is going to affect your relationship with your partner. I have the King of Wands sitting next to the Two of Cups there. And I get a real fiery energy off of him. And to me it speaks of you and your emotions and your raw emotions with going through all these changes, and depending on the limitations that you're going to be facing in the future, you might be angry about the way that your life has changed. I have the Justice card next to those guys, and to me that speaks of keeping a balance. I just get a vibe of being angry and maybe not knowing how to express it, and having it go against your partner. So just getting angry and just sort of just taking it out on your partner, even though that's not what you mean to do. You're just feeling those emotions and you don't know how to deal with them and where to place them. I have the Nine of Pentacles, and she does speak of an abundance. Usually financial, but in this read I feel more emotional coming from her. And now I got the Eight of Wands on top of her. And the Eight of Wands tends to represent communication. So to me that says that you need to keep open lines of communication with your partner, telling your partner how you feel and all of this and what you're going through. And I think that's going to help keep an even balance in the relationship as well. I have the Queen of Pentacles here. To me, she just speaks of power and being solid and being sure of yourself. I feel like at the end of this, I feel like you will be able to sort things out. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think it's going to take time. I think you're going to go through a lot of rough patches and you're going to have a lot of bad days. But I feel like in the process it's going to make you stronger as a person. And I have the Emperor card next to her for some reason. I can't explain it. I just feel like that's your partner. I just feel like your partner is going to be solid in all of this and looking after you. And I can't explain why I feel like that looking at the card. That's just the vibe that I get off of it. You just have this solid person in your corner looking after you. I have the Ten of Swords. It usually speaks of a disappointing ending, but something that benefits you in the long run. To me, I feel like it's not so much a disappointing ending. I feel like this is the sickness, this is the illness, this is the thing that you're dealing with right now, that it was disappointing. I feel like in the end you will be stronger for having dealt with it. I also have the Two of Swords, which speaks of trouble making a decision and having trouble finding sort of the logic of a situation, seeing through emotions to help you make a choice. I almost feel like that might be what you're going through right now. You just feel sort of trapped. You're having a hard time seeing your situation for what it is. I have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords tends to represent moving from stormy waters into calmer ones, so transitioning in your life. And I have the King of Cups sitting right next to it. And the King of Cups to me just represents, in this read, it represents just love, emotional support. And I think this is your partner helping you through this transitional period and supporting you. Choice. The Seven of Cups, which speaks of choosing wisely. I'm feeling like the Seven of Cups ties into the Two of Swords. Like maybe you guys have decisions to make. Maybe you have a decision to make about this treatment that you're going through. Maybe you have different options. And you're going to have to weigh your options very carefully. That's what that card speaks to me of. I have the Five of Cups as well, which tends to represent being stuck in negative emotions, so much so that you can't see any positive around you. I feel like that's where you're at right now too. You're very stuck in how much it all sucks, and having trouble seeing the options logically. I feel like your partner will help you with that. Being able to talk to your partner, being able to open up, being able to lean on them. I have the Empress card, and I get a very nurturing vibe off of her. And to me, again, that feels like your partner. Like you need to open up and communicate with them because they are that shoulder to cry on for you. They are your rock. And they will help you through the situation. Because you're not alone, you have them to lean on. So I pulled spiritual strength, emotional loss, new beginnings, and patience. I feel like emotional loss ties to the way that your life is going to change going through these treatments. I feel like you are going to be sacrificing certain things. Your life is going to change. I have a vibe from the cards that there's going to be some physical changes, and I feel like that's going to bring a sense of loss, and you're going to have to grieve what was before you can move on. I think in the process you're going to gain a new spiritual strength. I feel that the Patience card speaks of having faith during this process, because like I said, I don't think it's going to be a quick one. I think it's something that you're going to be going through for a while here. And I do have that New Beginnings card. And so to me, it speaks of hope for the future and that you do have a bright future. You are losing certain parts of your life, but you're not losing your life. I feel like it's just going to be different, and you have to just embrace it as a new beginning and try and think of it that way in a more positive light. And that will also help you to process the more negative emotions that go with it as well, just being able to try and look at it differently. And definitely leaning on your partner is going to be important in all of this. I feel like they're very much your rock, and they got your back, and they will help you through this. Alrighty guys, that's what I got from this read. Please feel free to comment. I love hearing from you guys. Alrighty, take care.